Hi, welcome to Fretz RV and Fretz RV Rentals. My name is Pete Cozy. I'm the rental manager at the dealership. Today I'd like to go over one of our brand new 2021 Roadtrek plays that we will be renting this year. And this video has the purpose of basically going over some benefits and features of the unit, but I'm also going to go over how to operate the unit. So it's going to be a little bit of a lengthier operational video, but it's going to show you how to operate it while you're out there RVing, and maybe it'll alleviate some of the questions that you might have while you're out on the road. Again, you will always have my 24-hour-a-day cell phone number to give me a call if you do have any questions. Roadtrek, roadside assistance. But I'm going to go over the entire unit and try and show you how to operate it. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and you're going to have a blast out there RVing with this. Thanks. So first we're going to start at the driver's side and make our way around. The new Ram ProMaster chassis has a key fob, has a flip key that you push the button. This will lock the two front doors, and this will unlock the two front doors. You do have a third button. It shows a picture of a side door, but this will unlock the side door and the back doors for you. So basically, that's the key fob for the unit to drive it. There are two additional keys. One will unlock the waste distribution tank door, and the other one will unlock the outdoor shower for you. So these two are exterior. This is your interior. When you enter the vehicle, you'll notice we have a place to fill the gasoline on the side here. So that's where you fill the gasoline. It is regular gas. You don't have to use any high test gas, just 87 octane. You'll see immediately an emergency brake. You'll also see multiple adjustments for the seat. So the first one here is going to raise the front of the seat up and down, and the one in the back is going to raise the back of the seat up and down. You also have a lumbar support, which is in the back here, another wheel. This button here will adjust, basically just pull it straight out, the back of the seat. And on the other side, you'll notice you'll be able to spin these around. So these chairs, if you move them to a certain position, which is more of a forward position, you'll be able to spin this around and talk to people in the back. When you are about to depart, you will turn it, you will hear it lock in, and you always check it and move it back. Up here, you will notice we have power window buttons. This is a door lock, so you can let people in. If they're knocking on the side, you can unlock the side door and back door for them without getting out or having the keys with you. This button here, it's showing a picture of these side mirrors. These side mirrors, you will be able to bring them in at the RV parks. It's very dark at an RV park, so you'll be able to collapse them in so they're not sticking out if you're walking around the unit at night. This button here is, these have quad mirrors. So neutral is 12 o'clock. If I turn this to the top right hand, that will do the right hand top mirror or left hand top mirror. You'll see there's a secondary mirror, and that's going to show you your lines when you're backing up. That is the bottom button here at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So you'll be able to adjust them. On the side is your hood release. So this is your hood release button. You pull this, you can release the hood, and you can check fluids if you want. If you run out of windshield washer fluid, we top them off for you, but you'll be able to do those type of things. In the middle of the steering wheel, there is a lever you can pull up. And when you do that, it collapses. So it is not, they do not have a tilt steering wheel as of yet, but they do have a telescopic steering wheel. Up here, you're going to have turn signals, left and right, high beams. You're going to have your cruise control on the bottom stalk here, which you can actually resume and set here. You do have the ability on the dash to take phone calls. This does have a speaker, and you can actually set up your phone with Bluetooth in here. And you will be able to raise the volume up and down. Down? So on the right side, you have a stalk here for your windshield wipers. So you basically can just push it up towards 12 o'clock. It'll mist once, and it will actually clean your windshield. If you go down with it, you have intermittent settings here, and you have a low and a high. And by pushing the button on the side, you'll get your windshield washer fluid. If you take notice down to the bottom of the actual dash, there's an auxiliary port and another USB port. We do have a USB charging station here and a 12-volt right there. So you've got two of them there. By the way, real quick, that lever over here that you pull out is to move that seat around for you. So I just wanted to show that to you. It might have got hidden in the video. If you look up on the dash here, we do have some more controls at the bottom. This is your fog lights. So on a foggy night, you can put your fog lights on. This is your traction control shutoff. So this will eliminate the traction control from slowing the wheels down if you need to spin out of, God forbid, a ditch or a snowy night in the ice. You can shut the traction control off. That is your four-way hazards, which you'll use quite a bit in the RV world. This is a window lockout button right here. This will lock out the right front window. If you have a child sitting up here, they will not be able to put the window down. Real easy, your HVAC system, which is your heating and air conditioning. This is your blower motor. This is your heat and cooling. This is your air conditioner off and on. This is a recirculation button to recirculate the air or fresh air outside. And as you can see here, we have the different modes: face, floor, defroster floor, or just defroster. This button in the center, if you push it, will put the rear defroster on for you at nighttime. It is a smart radio, so it does have media, navigation, phone, and you basically, when you start this unit up, just so you can take a peek, in reverse, you will have a backup camera. That's the back of the shop there. You have a red line, meaning you're about 6 to 12 inches away from the bumper, yellow and green. So you'll know, I can back these up within 6 inches of a building. So they operate real well. If you take a look, all of your heating and air conditioning vents, you can open them and close them off. There will be a glove box that is lockable in all these, and in there will be an envelope with my registration, my insurance card, and my personal business card with my cell phone number will be in there. You do have visors just like a standard automobile. More lights. These are the RV lights, actually. And you do have the ability to turn the lights off and on in the front here. That is your speaker. In the RV, we have basically circuit breakers like in your house. So if you remove this panel here, this is at 6 o'clock, and you pull this right out, it'll read and tell you what these circuit breakers are. There's a main. There is a 110 roof air conditioner, microwave, cabinet receptacles, GFI receptacles. So if you ever plug in, and for whatever reason you say, hey, Pete told me when I plug this in to shore power, my microwave should be on, and the microwave is not on, the very first thing you check is your circuit breaker, just to make sure that you have not tripped that. In RV parks, what happens is we've got 500 sites. If there is a power outage and they're firing up all of the sites at one time, it may put a surge of electrical current through the RV, and it may trip a circuit breaker. Doesn't usually happen, but some of the older RV parks that were built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s may have an older electrical system. Putting this back, there's 2 tabs right here. You'll push it in at 12 o'clock, push it up, and that's it. You do have storage in the 2021 above, which there was not before, and there is a secondary armrest. You have a passenger armrest and a driver. Last year was just a driver. There's a wheel at the bottom of this, and as I wheel this wheel, you'll notice this goes down farther and farther, or the opposite way, so you can put an adjustment on here, and you do have headrests to adjust. That's basically everything up in the cabin here for you guys when you're driving. Plenty of cup holders, plenty of foot room to get in and out. This is a mount I'm going to show you in a few minutes. You can actually mount your table here and eat here or do some work, or in the back, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But that's basically the ins and outs. There is a clipboard and another storage cavity up top here. So great stereo system. You have a rear view mirror. You can actually see out the back of this, which a lot of people like. So we're going to go around the side now, and we're going to go down the other side and back up and inside and go over all the operating features of the unit. So we're going down the driver's side now, and when you open the driver's door, you're going to see an orange cone in the door. When you remove that, you're going to notice there's a fill position here for a hose. This is where you fill up the belly tank, which is right under the unit here. And what that does is it gives you the ability to use a pump that is on board. I'm going to show you that in a minute on the actual dashboard. And you'll be able to pump water, flush the toilet, wash your hands while you're driving down the road, or parked in a parking lot if you're taking a rest. So this is where you would fill it, and this is, you'll put this plug back in when you're done there. And that is basically to the fresh water tank underneath of the unit. There's a red button down the bottom here. So if you take notice down below in the door, there is a red button. It says waste discharge pump. This is actually the button that you'll actually discharge the black tanks in the unit. So when we open up this side cavity here, I'm going to show you how to actually connect that to the sewer. and then you will be able to evacuate the black tank with this button here. So it is a macerator pump is what they call it in the RV world. Again, this is where you fill the gas, which we showed you earlier. If you take a look down the side, you're going to see the outlet for the heater and the outlet for the hot water heater. So if you have the heater on, it will exhaust here and the hot water heater will be here. By opening this, you'll be able to get into this cavity. You won't be doing much in here, but there is a button inside here. This is the hot water heater that says O is off and I for ignite. We read it to you on ignite. So basically, whenever you turn on the hot water, it will ignite this. This is a tankless, on-demand hot water heater. So there's no tank. As soon as it senses water running through it, it will start heating the water, and you'll feel the water get warmer, 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 hotter, hotter. I set it at about 115 degrees. It seems to be a great temperature that most people like. But that is how you turn it on. When you close this door, you will adjust the rubber grommet so it fits over the exhaust. Push the button, push it back, and just tug. Anytime you open anything on an RV, you always tug before you leave to make sure it's not going to fly open while you go down the road. Down the bottom here, this is the actual door for the waste discharge system. You'll notice this goes up and then down, and this goes down and back up. You'll notice that it keeps falling unless you lift it up and over it. That is locked, and you tug on it. So when you go down the road, it won't fall. When you want to remove it, just lift straight up to 12 o'clock and pull it out at the same time, and it comes down. There's a large mouth discharge. You will not touch this during your RV trip, and there's a lever to discharge stuff out of here. This is for us to be able to basically back flush this system if it ever gets clogged. You're going to use the onboard system. If you take notice, there's a door here and there's a little key slot. You're going to use your black key. Put the key in. Whoops. And we remove the door and put it on the ground. You'll see the hose in here. We'll start pulling it out. And basically, there's a nozzle. And if you can see this nozzle, this is what's going to go in the ground. This is 3-inch, 3.5, and 4. That's typically the size of the hole at your RV parks. You'll hold this nozzle chest height in case there's any fluid left in here, and you will disconnect it. You will then put it down into the ground. When you get it to the ground, you're going to push it into the hole. You're now connected. Very first thing you're going to do in an RV is you're going to discharge your black tank, your toilet tank. So there's two levers in here. One is black and one is gray. I want to show them to you. So the first thing you'll do is you'll come over to the side here, and you're going to notice back behind it, stainless steel bracket is a black lever. You're going to pull this black lever straight out, about 3 inches. You will see the hose move. It's starting to discharge some of the solids and liquids from the toilet tank. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to grind the solids and you're going to push them through. So you will now get up with that valve open and you will push this waste discharge button. You can sort of hear it. So it'll start at a low pitch because it is macerating any of the solids. It will then proceed to a high pitch noise. When it goes to a high pitch, it's aerated. It has pushed everything out it can possibly push out. You'll then walk over. You've now evacuated your toilet. There's nothing left in the tank. You will push your black valve back in, and to the right of this is a gray valve. If you can see it down here, there's a gray valve right here. See it here? You will pull that out about 3 inches. Now, that is your soapy water from your sink and your shower. It's clean water. We want that to go out second because we want that soapy water to wash this hose out. It does run past the macerator pump. I'm a fan of coming back. They tell you don't have to, but I'm a fan of coming back to the pump and pumping my gray water out. It'll push it through the macerator and clean any of the solids that may be still stuck on the macerator. So you can push that. You'll see the hose move. When it's done, it'll stop moving. You will then come back here and you'll shut your gray valve. Push it in. So black first, macerate, gray second, pump it out. Now you're ready to put this hose back. Now, there is a trick to this hose. This cavity is not big enough for this hose. And I have a lot of people that have difficulty, including myself. So there's the best way to do this. This cavity goes way up high, up under here. It doesn't go very far back. Is take the nozzle and put it in first. Now take your hose and push it straight up to 12 o'clock and just in a circle motion. Go up, up, up in a circle motion. and you'll get the hose in. Otherwise, you'll fight with it for days. You're going to put these two tabs back in, and you're going to turn this sideways. You're going to take this and pull up. You're done. So you've now just discharged the waste tank and the gray water tank. So black and gray are now completely empty. On the dashboard inside, there's an indicator that tells you how much is in each one of these tanks. It's now probably going to read empty. Once in a while, it will read that it still may have a third or a quarter of a tank in it. That is because as it was evacuating, a little piece of toilet paper might have gotten stuck on one of the sensors. There's a sensor at full, 2/3, 1/3, and empty. So in that case, what I'm going to ask you to do is I provide you with sanitation pellets and RV toilet paper. RV toilet paper breaks down into a paper mache as soon as it touches water. I'll have that provided for you. Also, when you discharge these tanks, I ask that you go in and take one of the little sanitation pellets. It's like a dishwasher pellet. And you drop it down in the toilet and you flush the toilet and run about a bowl or two worth of water in it. It will now take that pellet, open it up, and it will start to clean that. And as you're driving to your next location or back on the road, that 1 or 2 gallons of water you put in that is going to rinse that black tank and rinse everything off of the sensors and clean them so they read properly. For your next time you take readings or you bring it back to us, it'll be clean inside there. So that's basically that area. There is a secondary key. It's called a 751 key. And this key is your outdoor shower. You can open this up. You're going to see some pink antifreeze because it's winter time here. But basically you have your own nozzle, hot and cold water, and you can hang it on here. And you can actually take an outdoor shower. Due to the size of the bathroom, it is a wet bath. I tend to put my bathing suit on and take showers out here, and it works just fine. So you can do that if you want. When you're done, you just disconnect it, put it back in here, close this cabinet up, and that's it. You're always going to check to make sure it's locked. We'll come around the back here. I'm going to show you how to connect. There's multiple areas. This is what comes with an RV: a shore power cord, a freshwater hose, and this little brass fitting on the end of the hose is a pressure regulator. And what that basically is, if there's a burst of water pressure at the RV park, it will not blow the lines out in your RV. So this is basically going to be in the end of your hose. This end is what you will connect to the hose bib at the RV park. This end is what you're going to connect to the back right side. You see the very back here? You remove this little cap, and you're going to put this in just like a hose at home. Now basically what you're going to have is water going directly from the hose bib directly into the RV. We're not using the water from the belly tank. We're not using the pump. This is pressurized water from the township that you're in, and it will provide water into the RV. It will provide water, obviously, to the toilet, the sinks, there's 2 sinks, and the shower. So that's your water hookup. On this side is your electrical hookup. This is the first thing you do when you get there. And if you do take a look at the end of an electrical plug for an RV, it has 2 flat blades and 1 L-shaped blade. When you open up the port, which is back here, you'll see 2 flat blades and at 4 o'clock an L blade. It can only go on one way. You can't mess it up. So when you put it on, you put the L blade to 4 o'clock, push it in, and you'll turn it to the right just a little bit. And you can wind this little, there's a little cap here. You can wind that and that'll hold it on so kids can't play with it and pull it out. You're connected here. There is an LED light at the bottom when you do plug in. Once you're connected here, you're going to take the other end. This is a 30 amp plug, by the way, if you take a look at this. This plug will provide enough current into this RV so you can run the air conditioner, you can run the microwave, all the high-powered items. There's a lot of 12-volt propane items in RVs, but this is the 30 amp plug to run the air conditioner and stuff like that. I do provide you with an adapter to take you from a 30 amp plug to a household 15 amp plug. So when you plug this in, you are now able to plug this into a home, and you'll be able to get current if maybe you're not going to an RV park, maybe you're going to a relative's house for a family reunion. You'll be able to plug this in with this adapter. Basically, when you get to the RV park though, you're going to take your plug, you're going to come over, and you're just going to plug it directly in to the receptacle. And when you plug this in, there is a green light at the top or a blue light, one or the other, But when it's lit up, you've got power here. You will be able to check power at the back. You will have the light on. See the light on my finger? You've got power into this. So now you have 110 power, not just 12 volt power. So 110 will be able to run items that run on 110. In this specific unit, it's your microwave and your air conditioner that runs on 110 and your receptacles. The refrigerator is a very powerful 12 volt refrigerator. And basically, some of the other items, you do have the ability, there's some areas to charge USB ports that are 12 volt. There are some cigarette lighter type of ports to charge in here. So that will always be running when you turn the batteries on inside. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. When you come around the back, you'll notice there is a place to install a bike rack. So we do allow that. We do not allow to tow anything. Our insurance doesn't cover it. You can't tow a car behind it, but you can put bike racks. When you open the doors, these doors open to this position, and all the way around. So they're huge. This one also the same. There's a lever here. In the new Roadtrek Play, you're going to notice the table's mounted in the back, and I'm going to show you. You basically just lift these levers and pull the table out, and I'm going to show you the leg for the table. And you can mount that table here in the back or up in the front where I showed you earlier. When you're done, we'll just put the table right back in. That's it. We do have storage in here. This is the jack. If, God forbid, if you've got a flat tire, there is a lug wrench and a jack in here. On this side, I'll typically have all these items in here. And you will basically have multiple plates here. So what this does is, this is a twin bed setup, but you will have the ability to take these boards and set them in the grooves along here. And the filler pillow here, which is just a backing pillow during the day, and your drink holder pillow, and to turn this into one large, it's an RV king size bed. So basically, you've got 3 of these plates in here, and all 3 of them together, you'll be able to either sleep as a twin bed or a full king size bed. Also, you're going to notice you have the ability to adjust these to sit up and read. The way that you let these down is you go all the way up as far as they'll go, and they will collapse down. So that's basically how that works there. You'll notice on the side door and this, we have built-in screens. You can turn this into a big tent. So you can push this clip and drop this screen down and zip it down, and you'll be able to use it just like a tent. These units do have what they call a whole house fan. I'll show you that in a second. You have the ability to pull cool air in and pump hot air out. At nighttime, it's your own built-in air conditioner. It's a great system. Each one of these are going to come with a set of leveling blocks. So if you do get to an RV park where basically the RV is tilted to one side or the other, these are like adult-sized Legos, and you have the ability, there's 12 of them in here, but you have the ability to stack them in a pyramid style, or just put 1 or 2 under a tire and back up onto it to get yourself a little more level. That's the way the refrigerator has to work. It has to be in a decently level position. So each rental will come with these, your freshwater hose, and your adapter. When you go into the unit here, I'm going to show you something pretty neat. Here's the big pillow that actually is your filler pillow when you put your boards in. But during the day, you'll be able to sit here and put your drinks in there. Underneath of here is a very large area. Now, I do sense that this pillow, if it's going to be laying around, is going to have to go in here. But you will notice in here is a huge storage area, and there's a small one on this side. This side houses the inverter for the unit, so it's a little bit smaller. There's a big black bag in here, and in this black bag, you can take a peek at it. If I can get it out of here. Are 3 visors inside this bag. And basically, one goes across the front windshield for privacy, and the other 2 go on the side windows. So you can blacken this whole unit out. And if you take notice to the curtains, you have a screen curtain just for screening, and you can open this during the day. You can turn on the whole house fan, which I'm going to show you to operate in a minute, and pull nice cool air in. At nighttime, you may want to close this off, and you may want to shade yourself and get some privacy. So this window opens, that window opens. That is a picture window that does not open. So that's basically just a picture window with the same shade. It has the shade. In the back and on the front, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 charging ports. These charging ports are 110 regular household port, USB, and a cigarette lighter. You've got one, so you can charge things all over this unit. There's way too many of them. You do have lights here that are adjustable. You can adjust these lights back and forth. Speakers. Your cabinets in the back, you'll notice all your cabinets have push buttons. The reason being is when the push button is out, it is loose and it can open up. When it is shut, it is locked. So when you're leaving, you must push all of your buttons in, and that will lock everything out for you. That's basically everything back here. The Roadtrek Play did not come with a television for 2021. I am purchasing them, so there will be a television, and there will be a remote control up here, so you'll be able to watch TV here. There is a digital antenna up top, and there is a backup camera right in the back. They're both built in together, right in the very back here. So that's basically the back of the unit. I'm going to go to the side now, and we'll start showing you what's on the other side, and then what's in the front inside here. All right, now we're heading down the passenger side. The only thing on this side, we're going to go over your awning, your outside lights. Under here, by the way, is your propane fill. It will be full when you receive the unit, but if you're on a longer trip, the propane fill is here. There is another gauge here to read it, but there's also one on the dashboard there that I'm going to show you. But that's your propane tank. Turning it to the right, just like your household grill, will shut off the valve. Turning it to the left will open the valve. And there are arrows built on here. When you open the door here on the side, you're just going to pull the lever. It's not an automatic door. And when it gets to its fully extended position, it will lock. So it will not go anywhere. Even on a hill, it won't go anywhere. To release it, you just pull this and it will unlock itself. You'll notice when you open up an RV, all RVs have a fire extinguisher, a smoke detector, and down on the floor here, you have a carbon monoxide, which is all the way on the bottom of the floor, an LP detector. I will forewarn you, if anybody is using hairspray, LP means liquid propane. There's a chemical in hairspray that is equivalent to liquid propane. So I've had people getting ready, hairspray, and the detector goes off. Don't be alarmed. Propane has a smell to it. You'll know if there's propane leaking in it, but it could set it off. Hairspray is a culprit. It's happened to me with my wife. On the side here, you have an exterior table. So you can serve everything on this table and you can sit out here. This table just flips up. There's multiple positions. When you want to put it down, there's 2 levers in the center of the tracks. Push them and push it back down. Again, we do have a 110 USB and a 12 volt port right there. Another screen is here. Now, when you enter the unit here, you're going to notice I have the awning out. I'm going to go over that with you. There's a button here I'm going to show you in a minute. It says awning out and awning in. The vehicle must be off. It cannot be running. There's a safety feature to not allow the awnings to go in and out when the vehicle is running. So make sure the unit is off. And you'll notice when I hit out or in, it goes in or out. When you're out to your desired position, you're going to notice it has some movement. You have the ability to strengthen it. So basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you here. This lever here can be connected not only to the ground, but to the unit itself and raise the height of it. This little orange lever, you're going to pull on it very gingerly. It is plastic. I've asked Roadtrek to make these in metal for us, and I hope that they do it soon, but it's plastic, so be very careful. You open it up, you will now be able to remove this away from this washer. You see this bail? So basically when you put this back, you'll notice it will not go up at 12 o'clock. It sets too high. It must be at 6 o'clock. It fits in, push it against the washer, and close your bail. Otherwise it'll keep falling out on you. But now when you have it out, you're going to bring it down to the side of the RV here. You're going to notice you have 2 of these, one here and one here. You're going to be able to lift this up to 12 o'clock, push this in. Now you're connected. I can adjust the height of this now, see it? And make it stable. When you're done, you'll push the little orange lever in on the side here, and it's sturdy. When you're done with it, gingerly, you're going to open this bail. You're going to lift this up. You're going to pull it out, and you're going to bring it back over. You're going to set it in here, push, now they'll keep falling out, push it over to the washer, and you can lock it. Roadtrek gives you these little plastic guys that you can pull down over and lock it here and up in the case of an emergency if this washer or this little screw comes out. But they give you, here's one for this side and one for that side. I don't like them because they don't hold them as much as that washer holds them. And that's basically how you operate the awning. By the way, the secondary one is over here. This is the other one. Lift it up, set it in, drop it down, and that's it. That's pretty much everything outside here. You'll notice, I'm going to show you on your dashboard, you have outdoor lights. You have two very bright LEDs, front and back. That's to light up your area out here when you're out here enjoying the outdoors. So come on in. I'll show you the features.
Good.
Welcome to the inside of your RV. First thing, we're going to start in the front and we'll make our way around. You have a large storage cavity up top here. They do provide you with an air pump if you want to pump up a bed or pump up a tube or something. So there's always an air pump on these. And they also provide you with all the books. When you purchase this unit, it's going to have not only the Ram or Dodge Ram chassis books, but all the components in here, all the appliances, the operation manuals, the warranty cards, 800 numbers, part numbers are all in here. So all Roadtreks come with those. There's your smoke detector. If we swing over to the dashboard, this is the most important thing inside here. What you're going to notice, we have at the very top, the first three buttons, power light, or patio light, I'm sorry, powering up the patio light right there. This is your water pump. You can hear it pumping. This is pumping water out of the belly tank that we filled at the driver's door earlier, and it's pumping water to the sink and the sink in the bathroom and the toilet. So basically that's how you pump water when you're going down the road or you're at a rest stop. When you're done with it, I recommend shutting it off. So turn it on, use the facilities, wash your hands, shut it off, and get back on the road. But you can utilize this when you're dry camping, when you don't have city water hookup in the back. Power step off and on. Some of the models, like their Zions, have a power step that goes in and out. This is a button that they use the same control panel for this unit as they do for the Zions. This has fixed steps, which I actually like better because they're permanently there and they have a better grip. Down the bottom, we have a battery connect and an inverter off and on. Let me go over that with you. We have house batteries in here. We basically have two large AGM batteries, heavy duty RV and marine style batteries in here. When you enter this unit, you're going to actually, your batteries will be off. As you can see, we've just shut everything off. When you enter the unit, you're going to turn your batteries on. You'll notice we're at 12.58 volts, and we are now charging the batteries because I've plugged in. So everything that you do with this unit will charge your house batteries. You have a large generator that's built onto the engine. It's electrical, and when you run this unit, it will charge those house batteries real fast. When you are plugged in at the RV park, we have the batteries on, and we're going to be using things in here. It will charge the batteries when you have 110 going in. So everything you do charges these batteries. What an inverter is, this button here, when your batteries are on, we're a 12-volt vehicle right now. We're running on two AGM 12-volt batteries. So we can only operate the refrigerator, like I told you, is 12 volts. The television is 12 volts. Anything 12 volts. Your cigarette lighter, those basically charging ports are all 12 volts. You say, well, hey, how do I get 110 so I can run my air conditioner, which runs on 110, or my microwave? You push the inverter. When you turn that on, you're going to hear a beep. I don't know if you just heard it. Let me shut it off and turn it on again for you. Listen for the beep. First thing you're going to do is take a look at your microwave. The microwave will be lit up. It's going to ask you to set the time. Basically, that tells you you have 110 in the unit. Now, all of your outlets are hot now. You are now able to run your air conditioner. You are now able to plug things into your 110, coffee pots, hair dryers and stuff like that. So you have 110 in here. The only way you'll be able to achieve 110 is by running the engine. That generator will give enough power to supply you with 110, or plugged into a 110 source, an outlet or an RV park. Just running on the AGM batteries with this inverter will run the batteries down very quickly. if you start turning on microwaves and you start trying to run air conditioners, it'll run the batteries down to a point where there's not enough current to run the microwave or air conditioner. Everything will just shut off. So you must be running the engine or you must be plugged in to operate 110 items. The quickest way, just so you know, to charge batteries in one of these is start that engine. Totally dead battery, this engine within 30 minutes will fully charge them. It charges very quickly, the generator. The secondary way is plug it into a 110 source, a house or an RV park, turn this inverter on, and it will turn a slow charge battery charger and charge those batteries back up for you. So two ways, 110 or by the engine. We can shut the inverter off. We're done with that now. If you take notice up top here, we have a couple push buttons. One says LPG, LP gas or liquid propane gas, fresh water, black water, gray water. These are your tanks. So how much LP do I have in here? It is full. So that means I have a full tank of liquid propane to run my heater, run my cooktop, run my hot water heater, whatever you want. The second one is how much is in my belly tank that I put in here? How much fresh water do I have before I have to hook up to a source or a hose bib? Press this fresh water button. It's empty right now. There's no water in it, but that's how you fill it. Your first setting is 1/3, 2/3 are full. The third button is black tank. How much is in my toilet tank until I have to dump it? By pushing this button, it reads empty. Basically, as you're filling that tank, it'll tell you when it's time to dump it. The very last one is gray. Gray water is the soapy water from your shower or from your sink. When you touch this, it tells you how much is in the gray tank. So this reads empty right now. The third and last button is going to be your awning, and this is your in and out for your awning in and out. You do have the ability to turn on the lights for the actual van itself. These are the lights that came with this van when Dodge made it. There's one in the back, there's one in the front, and there's one under here. I recommend using these really powerful LED lights. There's way too many lights in here. They run the whole length here. It lightens this up. Actually, under here is a cooking light for you too. There's another one under here. So, all right, we'll start heading down the unit now, and we'll start going over some of the appliances that are in the unit. Remember I told you earlier that you have push buttons to lock all your cabinets. There are 3 cabinets in here that do not have push buttons, under the sink and under the cooktop. You have a 110. These just open. They're very tight. You have more storage here, more storage there. More storage there. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Sink. You'll be able to lift up your sink. You can operate your hot and cold water here. There is a plunger, so you can actually shut that off and fill that up with water. If you look on this side, you have your cooktop. It's a 2-burner cooktop. Very easy to use. When you have your propane on outside, you'll be able to operate your heater. You'll be able to operate your cooktop and your hot water heater. From the off position, you're going to turn this to the first flame position, which says light, and you're going to push it in, and you're going to push this button. Keep your hands away from here. That will light up your cooktop. You will release this button slowly, and you can adjust this height up and down. When you're done with it, you'll shut it to the off position. Please do not close this down when this is still hot. So if you cook something, wait about 90 seconds. This is a glass top. It is not heat tempered. This is actually for serving stuff. Make sure you shut it off there. Here's your microwave dish. This is where you're going to look for your telltale sign that you got the 110 current going here when you put your inverter on. It's going to be right here. I'll put it on for you real quick. You'll hear the beep. See it's lit up? We got 110 in here because your inverter's on. We've now converted 12 volts to 110 volts. In here, a push button is a wardrobe closet. I'm going to open this for you. There is the leg for the table. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take this leg and we'll be able to pop this little cover off. And you'll notice there's an elongated hole here and there. You're going to put it in. And you're going to turn it to the right. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's tight. You'll be able to mount the table here and down on the floor back there. So you'll be able to eat up here when you're done. Left. I'm a person that doesn't like noises. Hear it shaking. Wind this all the way out as far as it goes. It stops making noise. Another thing that I do on these, I remove the plate in the microwave. It makes a ruckus. It makes a lot of noise. So I would remove that, maybe wrap it in a blanket or a towel, put it in here. And then just make sure this is tight not loose. Make sure it's tight. They make enough noise, RVs. There is a wardrobe bar across here, so you'll be able to put your clothes in there. You've got 5 other storage cabinets here. We'll go over the actual, there you go, all your cabinets here. Your refrigerator has a push button at the top. This is a very powerful 12-volt refrigerator. They're very expensive, but they work phenomenal. You push the button here, and that's how you open it. And I'm going to have Nikki come around and show you the inside of this real quick. So when you look inside, you're going to see a dial from 1 to 5. Very, very important that when you first fire these up, you turn it to number 5, and you can spin that around to the right. Yep. That will get this on and iced down quickly. I will let you know, it is so powerful that if you leave it on 5, the items that you put on your top shelf here, which is closest to your freezer, will freeze up here. So when this thing gets iced down, and it doesn't take very long at all, turn this to about 2.5. It'll keep everything real nice and cool in there. You also have a really, really nice pantry. So you can put all your canned goods and stuff like that. And below is a storage. I'm going to show you this storage too. Where do you see the size of this? There you go. So you can put your potato chips, pretzels, and snacks like that in there. So that's basically all your storage here. We'll go into the restroom here. Restroom. You're going to notice in an RV that everything has to be locked down while going down the road. So you're going to see this lever here, and this lever will go down into the ground. See it down? It locks this door. When you get to your position where you're going to be RVing, you're going to pull up on it and flip it over. You'll now be able to open the bathroom door. Towel holder. This is your bathroom. And if you want to come around here, Nikki, we can show them. So, toilet paper dispensers here, you can put it there. As you can see, there's a little lock and a hole. You can latch this, if you got big knees like me, you can latch this out like this to give yourself more room in there. Inside here, you have a shower curtain that pulls around. To flush the toilet, you're going to just push down on this, and everything will flush down. And you do have the ability to lift this up also. Your plunger in the center, you've got hot water and cold water. This plunger, by lifting up, it's just like putting on your shower at home. It'll emit the water from here. When you push down, it will go here. There's a stopper, and there is a stopper. There's a drain down here for the shower. There's a stopper there. And your light is right here. That's your light right inside here. You have a mirror also. So that is basically what they call a wet bath. Everything gets wet. But you can use it. It has all the functions of a household bathroom. You do have a book or magazine rack built into this. You'll push this down when you're not using it, when you're getting ready to leave. If you look in the back here, I'm going to show you the air conditioner and air conditioner controls. And basically there's 5 outlets to this. So if you notice, you have one here, you have one here, you have one here in the back, and 2 on the sides. You can emit air right on you, or if you don't want it, you can shut it off. So you can emit air from the back, front, middle, and sides. Now, if you take a look over here, you're going to notice you have a Dometic thermostat, and this is your whole house fan. To turn this on, you actually hit mode. You'll notice it lights up and it says off. Every time you hit mode, it's going to go to another feature. The first feature is fan. So fan, automatic, it has a high and low setting. Second time you touch it, snowflake, cool, this is your air conditioner, temperature up and down. Third time you hit it, furnace, heat, and that's your temperature up and down. So that's your, and then the fourth time you hit it is off. So it goes off, fan, air conditioning, heat, and off again. And that's basically how you operate the thermostat for this unit to get all that working. This is removable. You can do this from in your bed. This is the controller. I'm going to show you the coolest thing ever. It's called a whole house fan, which is up top here. So let's say it's a decently cool night and you don't want to have the air conditioning on, or you might be dry camping. You can crack the side windows here and hit the up and down button. It's going to automatically open your whole house fan and turn that fan on. That is now pulling all the air out of here. it will be sucking cool air through the windows, any windows that are opened up. You can actually adjust the speed of this up and down. We're at 100%. We can go down to 85%, 70%. You'll see it slowing down. It does have a rain sensor, so if it's open, it will close by itself. And when you're done, push the button and it will shut off automatically. The blue button is your power button to set the different settings. By the way, temperature and speed are identical. The faster it spins, the cooler it's going to get in here. So just use the speed button up and down. When you're done, you shut it off. That's it. You can hang it back up in here. Again, storage under here, storage. There's a couple more storage cavities here. 1, 2. In here, just so you know, I will have a supply of toilet paper, the little pellets. So when you do evacuate that black tank, you'll come in here, you'll take a little dishwasher pellet, and you're going to throw it down inside there. Put a bowl's worth of water in there. It'll slush around when you're driving and it'll clean it out. Also inside here, there is a little thermostat, and it's red when the hot water heater is on, which will be on ignite when you pick this up. It'll be set at 115. If you want the water cooler or hotter, there's an arrow that goes up and down, and you can actually adjust the temperature of the hot water heater so it's not too hot or scald you, or if you want to cool it down on a hot summer day, just have cool water coming through. This is your heater, and that's your carbon monoxide and LP detector. That's pretty much the ins and outs of the Roadtrek play for 2021. You can reach us here at Fretz RV Rentals and Fretz RV Enterprises at 215-723-3121. My direct extension to my office is 106. My personal cell phone number, which I give to everybody, which will be in here, is 267-261-6799. So you'll have that. And then it's really just my name at fretzrv.com. So it's Pete, P-E-T-E, Cozy, C-O-Z-Z-I, at fretzrv.com. You can email me with any questions. I will have a specification guide that comes with it. It will tell you all the capacities and weights and how much everything is in here. On the dashboard in the front, and it shows you there's a big sticker that says 9 foot 5 inches. You will be able to drive this under most bridges. Not too many drive-throughs. Some of them that have overhangs are typically 9 foot, but we have a Wendy's across the street that's an 11 footer. So you got to be careful with that so you don't tear off the air conditioner on the top. But it's 9 feet 5 to the utmost highest position, top of the air conditioner mounted on the top. But that'll all come with it. And again, the operational video, this video will come along with the unit. I may be putting them on a USB and be able to plug it in the TV. You can watch it during your trip also. So we'll make sure you're comfortable. Thanks for watching. Sorry for taking so much of your time. And give me a call. Let's get the reservations in. It's going to be a busy year. It was crazy last year. This year's going to be a duplicate of it. So give me a shout as soon as you can, and we'll go over your trip. Thanks for your time.